Hi, my name is Doug Fitzgerald, and my son Dylan plays baseball, and he's been working with Bobby, I believe, well over 5 years now. And he's currently living out literally his life dream of playing ball in college. And, he's had that passion since he's been like 4 or 5 years old. And what I'd like to do over the next few minutes is share with you how Bobby has really partnered with us and helped Dylan see success in not only playing baseball, but more importantly, getting through the recruiting process so that he could go on to college and play baseball. Currently, he is on the varsity squad as a freshman, and he's the starting shortstop on their JV team. So Dylan is living out that success. And not only that, but he's also got a good scholarship, which, his mom and dad absolutely love too. So let me share with you really how Bobby has partnered with us in that process. The first thing I think is really important that Bobby did was he really helped us all establish clear priorities because, as parents, your kids want to play ball in college, but a lot of times we just don't know what to do. We don't know where to turn. So Bobby walked us through that by helping us establish clear priorities. That is, setting clear goals and ideas of what Dylan wants to study in college, at least a general area, so that we can find the appropriate school that would really meet those needs for his education. And that was first priority. Then, after making a list of all those schools that met that criteria, then starting the process of reaching out to each of those schools, the college coaches, and setting up the visits so that we could, hopefully, find that right school for Dylan. During the entire process, Bobby walked us through step by step. Now, one of the tremendous benefits you get by working with Bobby is he's been in every area to understand the recruiting process. He's been a college coach, recruiter, scout, and a trainer working with players and parents. So he understands what coaches are looking for in a player. He understands what information a player needs to put forward to have the best chances of getting recruited. And he understands, the fear and the uncertainty and the unknowingness that a parent has trying to help your kid achieve the success they want in playing in college. And so through all of that, Bobby taught us so much. And here are just a few things that he shared with us and encouraged us to do was, setting up the stat sheet and creating the correct recruiting video that would get Dylan noticed, setting up his NCAA and NAIA accounts, filling out the correct recruiting forms so he could begin the process of communicating with these coaches and colleges. He taught us how to effectively communicate with the coaches, the correct questions to ask, both for Dylan and for us as parents, and the correct follow-up that we needed to have with these coaches so that we could progress through the recruiting process. Bobby made it so easy and comfortable when at the beginning of it, we just didn't know exactly what we were going to do. We are so very thankful for Bobby, not just through walking us through this recruiting process, but just the core and character of who he is. One of the things I deeply respect about him is I remember back over 5 years ago when Dylan had his very first training session with Bobby. Bobby sat him down. The very first thing he did was walk him through respecting the entirety of the game of baseball, respecting your coaches, respecting your teammates and the opponents that you're going to have, respecting your parents, and then teaching him about all aspects of the game. And now we're starting to see, the culmination of all of that in Dylan's life being able to be played out in college. And so that's just been a huge benefit to us. As a dad, there's no greater joy than seeing your kid succeed at what they're passionate about. And for us, Bobby's played an incredible role in a large part in guiding him through the success, especially through the recruiting process so that he could go on and play college ball. So I highly recommend Bobby. If you're looking at having your son or daughter go through the recruiting process, he's your guy. And I highly recommend him, and I hope you have the success that we've seen in utilizing Bobby through the process.